Where are the...
She just took off the, what is that thing called?
That's a queen excluder.
Queen excluder. I couldn't think. I have a hard time talking sometimes. Trying to get out what I'm thinking. Now, do you feed yours regularly?
The little colony that I just got, I did for 3 weeks because they had no honey.
Mm-hmm.
This is new comb that they have pulled.
Nice.
It's beautiful.
So that and over there is pollen, and then they get some honey that they're building up over here.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
It's a little
This
bit.
one's pretty fat too.
I love these things that he made.
Yeah, frame fingers.
DC fingers.
Yeah, we've all got them.
Look how fat they are.
Yeah.
Now, what makes him draw out fat things?
They had extra room.
Oh, gotcha.
Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This
So
is an
she didn't have
8-frame
enough
box.
frames in.
Well, sometimes people do it on purpose, and so that they will put more honey in it.
Well, we did it because the comb that they had drawn out was not real regularly shaped,
Yeah.
and things like this sticking out the side cause it to not have a regular shape. So that's what we started with. So I needed to leave the room in there.
Okay.
It's open.
That's solid honey.
That's beautiful. And how old is this hive?
This hive is about 15 months old.
Wow. Beautiful.
This was our first. No, we got this hive last season, about 6 months ago. There was a swarm hanging on the side of a box, and we grabbed it and dropped it.
Oh, that was this one.
That was this
Cool.
one.
Okay, I remember that.
So it has grown quite quickly.
This is not the one you showed me the video of, huh?
No,
Okay.
the one I showed you the video of, we just retrieved
got that.
3 weeks ago
Oh,
today.
okay.
It's very small.
Now, unfortunately, she can't eat any of this honey
Why?
because she has treated for mites not too long ago.
Oh, that's sad.
But
That's for the bees.
we have put a queen excluder on it, and
Yes.
if the bees will always move the honey up. So eventually they're going to move all of this honey up.
Okay.
And once they ingest it and regurgitate it and
Into the top.
back
You
into
can
the
eat
top,
the top.
then it's edible.
Okay.
A bit strange. But
Now-
it all looks very, very strong and healthy.
Yeah.
So anytime you treat them, you can't eat the honey.
No.
No. Okay, we've got drone cells.
Yes, you do.
And
So those that look like little 22 caliber bullets, those are drones.
now DC's taking his out. What are you doing?
I'm leaving them in.
He's doing it because it's a little bit early in the season for the drones to be coming out.
Mm-hmm.
Everything is almost a month ahead of time.
Yeah,
We've had such a warm winter.
that's right.
Now, that one's not capped, so they're still feeding it, right?
They're still feeding it, or maybe they. Yeah, it looks like they're still feeding it.
Pulled it out too. Either way.
Gotcha.
Or it could have hatched, and that's the way it'll do. So the queen will come in later on and lay in any open spaces.
I don't think we need to look at every one of these, but
Your action's going to be down the next box.
yeah. These girls don't like squishing bees.
Yeah, that's hard not to do, huh?
Yes.
It is. And of course, if you accidentally squish bees, then they get that attack pheromone and they get feisty.
Mm-hmm. Now, what are you putting? What kind of string is that you're putting through the cone?
Fishing line.
Fishing line. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, that right there, that's That's just irregular comb, right?
Yes. They're extremely calm.
Yeah, you got some nice girls.
Bottom one is where you're likely going to find the queen.
Yeah, and they also get a little agitated when you go down to the brood chamber.
Mm-hmm.
Let me go.
You see this one? That's a drone there.
Yeah. He's a big dude, huh? And they can't sting you.
No.
One of
No,
the
they
fellas I was watching on YouTube put him in his mouth.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, you got to be silly. One of these days he's going to get the wrong one and put it in his mouth.
Shall we do
Probably
this together?
once. Sure.
Ready, set, go.
Yeah, a lot more activity up here or down there. Thank you for letting me tape this.
Oh, you're very, very welcome.
Later, if you find another drone, show it to DC. He's got a little educational thing he likes to show people with drones.
Oh, he does.
This is a nice little bee area here.
Yeah, it really is. And the nice thing is, you know, this is open every Sunday, and so, like, I don't keep any of my bees here, but I come just about every week if I can, and there's always people here. We're always learning stuff, you know. There's a lot of knowledge here. Oh, Susie. There you go.
Now, do y'all have mentors here?
Not per se. I mean, they're all mentors here, you know.
Kind of everybody.
Yeah, just about. I mean,
It started out with Stuart and DC and Kirk.
Cool.
Kirk doesn't come out too often. He's good to see when he does.
Now, is your queen marked?
I don't remember if this queen is marked or not.
I don't think she is.
I don't think so either because
That's a big old drone just went down in yonder too.
Yep.
He was a big black one.
look at all the drone cells. Okay,
Yeah.
see
Yeah, there's
see the
another
cells?
drone too, right?
Yep.
See how the size of the cells?
Oh yes. Much
Those are
bigger.
drone cells because they will create much smaller cells. Like that one is for a worker bee. These are for drones.
Cool.
So when the queen comes along and sees those big cells, she knows automatically to lay a drone egg in there.
Now this has got the tongue depressor in it too.
Yeah, that one's got a bell. Starter strip.
Yeah, I started it with glue, hot glue,
Yeah.
but the summer heat caused it to fail. Okay, let's find the queen.
Oh, look at all the nectar on that one.
Yeah.
Oh, look
Her
at the
wings
big
stuck to
drones here. Look at this right here in the center. They've got
Yep.
nectar out that they're eating to move. There's something right under that little cluster. And you notice they don't all look alike because they all come from different drones. Or they don't all come from the same drone. This is the most time we've spent in this hive.
Oh, wow.
And they're just really calm. But you know what we're not seeing? We're not seeing much honey.
Yeah. That's much down here.
As a matter of fact, do we see any eggs?
Not yet.
That's not a good thing for this size hive, is it?
No. No, she should be laying eggs if she's in here. Look at the pollen. You see the orange leg, the orange pollen on.
Uh-huh.
There's a lot of pollen out right now.
Yeah, that orange, I think, is like Golden Susan. That's what you're getting. There's quite a lot of that out here.
We haven't seen the queen and we haven't seen,
Honey.
we've seen some honey, we've seen plenty of nectar. We haven't seen brood.
Oh, okay. Oh, worker bee, right?
A worker bee?
Are you talking about worker bee brood?
Yeah, brood, whether it be worker bee or drone. Just
Okay.
an indication that she's laying eggs.
Let's see here.
There are a lot of drones in this hive.
Really are. We got one emerging.
Oh, look.
It's eating its way out.
Yes.
So cool.
So there is some brood.
Nice. Looks like they're starting to get a little upset too.
I am twisting.
No, use the side.
Oh, is that side? Okay.
Just like that. Just a little twist to the side. Perfect. Just like that. So much easier.
What do we see?
That's pollen. That one's pretty empty.
Maybe I put that excluder on prematurely.
That's a new comb, isn't it?
Yeah, it's drone.
Yep.
Boy, he's a big one.
Yeah. I didn't see your girl. She might be on the wall or on the bottom somewhere.
Just need to find.
He's swapping out brood
To give him a
one-
boost.
to
That's what I'm
give
gonna
up,
do.
make one a little bit of
Give him
boost.
a bunch.
Pretty cool.
This one's pretty empty. So just put that right there.
Now,
Put it
if
on
a
there,
bee got in from one of this one over here into that one,
they'll
would it
fight
make a
little-
difference?
They will fight a little bit, but usually when they're overwhelmed like that, it's not going to hurt them. Bees do drift on their own anyway,
Gotcha.
and as long as they're not acting aggressive. Some people will put whole frames of bees in, and they'll spray them with like a little bit of sugar water or something, just to start smoke them real quick and throw them in there. I
Yeah.
know Ian, there's a guy, a Canadian beekeeper guy, pretty popular. And when he's doing his equalization, which is kind of what we just did, he just takes them out of one box with the bees on them. He spritzes them real quick. I don't know if it's sugar water, and then just puts it in the other box. Just covered with bees.
Wow.
I shook the bees off, so I don't want to have to deal with them fighting, but I'm going to stay it over here.
I'm sorry.
I just like the side.
Yeah.
Some people like the back. I tend to find I like the side.
Yeah. Easier to get into.
That one's all covered with brood too.
Matt does fast inspections. I can't. hardly
Well, I would-
catch up.
Because I mean,
How
what
long
do
are
what do
you
need to look
doing
at?
this?
You don't. I mean, how long do you really need to look at it? I don't need to see the queen. Right? She's got to be there. The amount of brood we have. Just trying to look at.
It's so neat how they pile up on each other.
I'm more looking at how much brood we have. This one's covered with a lot of pollen in here too, and eggs, so we're good. So because there's pollen on this side, this should be the edge of the brood nest. Okay, so there she is right there.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah.
So she's doing good. I'm going to
And you
stick her
don't
back
mark
in.
your bees?
I do. I just, with it being wintertime, there's always a chance of you damaging them.
Gotcha.
So I'm just waiting because it's not ideal if I damage one for them to requeen.
Mm-hmm.
And these were late fall. This was a late fall queen. I just don't want to run the chance of damaging her right now. This is brood comb, so she was all the way over here. More than likely we chased her over there. There's nothing on that frame. So we'll give him that one.
Nice.
Because she was an excluder. She's
So this next one's solid.
yeah,
brood
she's
too.
eating some of the honey now.
Cool.
Yeah, she's eating honey now.
Yeah.
She's adorable.
Because this is the same,
She's big
same
too.
thing. I didn't do as good with the bottom boxes on
So I'll take her to my house and I'll stick her in a little two-frame mating box
Mostly read,
for a week, and she starts laying eggs again.
Nice.
So,
Which are a lot bigger than bees, require more fuel to fly. And so they won't fly that far. They'll stay typically within about 1 kilometer of the beehive. But the queen, she's much more sleek and need much energy. She will fly 2 to 5 kilometers from the beehive. And that kind of prevents her from intermating with her own drone. Because if that happens, you end up with these a diploid drone and you're inbreeding and all kinds of problems. So they mate in flight, and your drones will congregate in GCA, drone congregation area. And his sex organ, called the endophallus, is inside out in his body, so kind of like a glove inside out. And when he mounts the queen, he'll contract all the muscles in his thorax and abdomen to build the blood pressure up to get the phallus to come out. And that's partly erect. And it kind of crushed it. But that is, and when that happens, it takes so much blood pressure to do this that he actually loses consciousness. And since they're in flight, when he loses consciousness, his wings stop moving and it creates drag. It pulls him off the back of the queen's body, and then it rips his sex organ off and it stays inside the queen. He drops down to the ground smiling and dead.
Gotcha.
Yeah, that's dedication, ain't it?
And then the next drone, which is really kind of fascinating. Now your bee's eyes can see ultraviolet light waves that we can't. So that piece of flesh that was ripped off of the last drone is now reflecting a high amount of UV light. And so the next drone can see that sucker glowing like a beacon, is exactly where to land to mount the queen a second time. And on the bottom of his I should have showed before, on the back of his tail, there's a big hairy patch, kind of like Velcro. So when he lands on the queen and slides back, that Velcro actually grabs the phallus from the last male that mated and pulls it out and puts him in the perfect position to do the same thing. And the whole process takes less than 2 seconds. And the queen can do this up to 15 times in one flight from the beehive out to the DCA.
Wow.